So spring is coming, and you can feel that with rising yang, that the wood channels become full of qi, and a lot of times excessive qi or stagnating qi. A little bit hard here. Is that true, Mali? Can you feel it? And a little bit less qi in the lung channel. So it's a good idea to balance these two, to tame the dragon, so to speak, wood being the dragon. And you could approach that in a treatment by first approaching the kyo, the meridian that is the meridian with less qi or too little qi. In that case, being the lung meridian, being really slow and deep, and waiting until you feel the qi arriving at your hand. For example, in the form of resistance increasing, or tingling sensation in the hand, or warmth. And my mother hand, this one here, is just resting on lung 1, amazing point, lung meridian. Sometimes you can feel the reaction also when the qi starts moving into the arm. You can help it a little bit, like this area here is a little bit hard, so you want to make sure that you release all stagnation so the path is free for the lung meridian to flow. Going in and out with the breath. And oftentimes you hear the reaction from the large intestine. There was one just now, a few seconds ago. And that's a good sign. Things are starting to move, and you can take the energy, imagining that when you release the hand, you take the energy with you and you bring it further. That will be the lung channel. And if you want to do some extra work, high plant, you can even like give it a little stretch, but it's a bit hard with this plant. So starting with the kyo, and then you approach the wood meridians. And I always start with the legs, because excessive wood means excessive yang rising, so the energy often gets stuck in the face, in the head, headaches, emotional things, maybe menstrual problems. And you don't want to start there, you want to start in the legs. Just checking the meridians, the movement. Gallbladder meridian, like the little sister of the liver, the young sister. We always start with the yin meridians. So you can borrow some techniques from Thai massage just to check the liver meridian, feel how hard it is, give it a little catwalk. Is it doable?
Mm-hmm.
And oftentimes you will feel like sort of a very tight guitar string when the liver qi is stagnating. The upper leg is an amazing place to treat the liver meridian. And in Zen Shiatsu theory, you would put the leg into the liver stretch, the big toe next to the knee, and connect with the belly. And just like be a little bit more dynamic on this one, because you want to disperse the chi and not feed it. Be a little bit dynamic. And this is sort of a warm-up for the liver meridian. And now to the foot. Maybe if you can come a little bit closer. On the foot there are 3 amazing points. Liver 1 on the lateral side of the big toenail. Wait. Liver 1. Liver 2, just between the big toe and the next toe. And liver 3. And these 3 I sort of treat together. And these 3 points are really balancing wood in the spring season. So you can use them as balancing points in the spring season and really being dynamic. Large intestine reacting again. And also combine that with stretching the toe in this direction. Just be gentle. No need to crack. Releasing liver 3, liver 2. It's very intense points, not per se wellness points, but very effective. So you can use these against headaches, but also pain in the shoulders, stiffness in the shoulders. That's the liver meridian in the leg. And now you can make choices. So one choice would be, if you have the feeling that you're dealing with a person that's a bit frustrated, grumpy, angry, I would continue on the belly. It's also good to shake it up a little bit, because wood energy likes to move. And also you can imagine like the liver being a huge organ in this area. If you like give space and you activate the rib cage in this area and then pull the energy into the center and calm it there. That's one way to calm down the liver energy. A really effective way to treat the legs and the liver is actually in side position. So what we can do is a couple of things. For example, we can warm up the gallbladder first for the side position. Also, these hips like a little stretch, I feel. You can really give it space, really working from your hara. Actually, I could put my foot a little bit more here to work from my belly. Is that the max?
No, come on further.
And even increase intensity by involving the rib cage. Madhu is really doing well, taking deep breaths, but if not, you could invite the other person to do so. What you can also do in this position, especially in the case of stiff shoulders, you take this arm and then you give a 2-directional stretch. One in this direction, stretching the hip, and taking the arm towards you. And slowly releasing the shoulder. Doing this a couple of times. And then you can move into side position. It's nice to work with a pillow or with a towel to keep the neck relaxed. And then you can access the liver meridian in a bit more relaxed way. And like an amazing technique that I love so much is to put both knees on a stagnating liver meridian, not full weight, like you balance the weight with your right hand, with your left hand, and with your feet, and then slowly sinking into it, checking with the person if it's okay. Is it okay?
Mm-hmm.
You want a little more there?
Yeah, you can a bit go further.
And just staying, no moving. And then slowly releasing. Also activating the blood flow. It's a big veins underneath the liver meridian. Activate the blood flow towards the foot. This point is also amazing and relaxing the liver. And just giving slow pressure. It's a very tender point often. Maybe moving a little bit. And while doing so, palpating the rest of the liver meridian down, just following the bone. And again, give it a little bit of a pulling motion, inviting the liver chi downward. So it can be very irritating sensation, but very effective as well. It's good to make jokes about it. And that's the liver meridian. And from here we can start to treat the gallbladder as well, the young partner of the wood element. But this is a nice approach to get into balancing the wood element. So first treating metal if it's kyo, and metal is controlling wood, so you have much less work if you start with metal, and then you start with the yin wood meridian, which is the liver. And now, being in side position, we have all the space to work on the gallbladder meridian. So you can work on the neck. I'm just giving a little quick demonstration, not really treating, but the whole meridian is accessible in this position, maybe including some neck stretches. I love to treat it in a way that this hand and this hand are creating stretch, but also shiatsu pressure on the gallbladder meridian. Gallbladder 20 and 21, so it's so nice to treat. It's nice to give it a bit more firm pressure. So you can do that with the thumb, or really nice also with the lower arm. Is that okay, or is it too much?
Mm-hmm. It's okay.
And also this is a great point to like release the energy downward. And now you have all the opportunities to treat gallbladder. And gallbladder meridian is not just the meridian itself, but it's also stretching all the tendons. The wood meridians being responsible for controlling the muscles, but also the tendons. So you can treat the arm now if you want. You can treat behind the shoulder blades, the side, the hip. Everything is just so accessible in this position. And then finishing off the gallbladder meridian towards the foot. just slowly building up. Huh? I can feel, okay, it's a little bit hard, but I'm also interested in applying more pressure. So, Malu, you think it's possible?
Yeah, okay.
You can use the lower arm. And then not doing this, but really seeking the depth. And then release. Depth. Release. Depth. Release. And making sure the pressure is perpendicular. And then finishing off towards the foot. Here the meridian is a little bit softer, so I don't have to work that hard. Including this amazing little point. What is it? Gallbladder 40 something. So it's the point where actually the bone from the small toe and this toe converge just before. Can be very tender as well. And finishing off with this toe. Give a little stretch. Just to give some inspiration on treating wood in spring.